Hello everyone, today I suddenly came up with a pretty unique idea involving these stainless steel cups. I'm going to pick two of them and use them to build a homemade antenna. It already sounds interesting just hearing about it, doesn't it? Alright then, let's get started and bring this idea to life. The first step is to locate and mark the drilling point at the exact center of the bottom of each cup. Taking the time to do this carefully will make the assembly process much easier and more accurate later on. This is a double male F connector, which is very convenient for attaching and connecting additional small components. It will be installed into the hole we drilled earlier. If the hole feels a bit too tight, you can slightly enlarge it to make the installation easier. Next, I have a short piece of coaxial cable about 17 centimeters long. This is a very useful and almost indispensable part of this antenna setup, as it helps to stabilize the received signal and reduce signal loss during transmission. With this female F connector, connecting the signal receiving assembly to the device becomes much more convenient and straightforward. This is a telescopic antenna from an old radio, and I'm not going to throw it away. Instead, I'll repurpose it as the main signal receiving component of the device. Its job is to capture radio waves from the surrounding environment and feed those signals into the system. In DIY projects like this, old components can often remain surprisingly effective and are well worth reusing. And I will wrap the copper core of the coaxial cable around the whip antenna. This connects the two parts together, forming a complete signal receiving antenna assembly. At this point, each cup has been fitted with a complete signal receiving antenna assembly. However, the project is far from finished. Next, we'll work on the inside of the stainless steel cups to complete several important details, bringing the build to roughly 70% overall completion. Quick electrical connectors are an essential part of this project. Although they are quite small, they serve as an important intermediary component, making it much easier and more convenient to connect the smaller parts together during assembly. And I'll use this short copper wire to connect the two terminals of the 2x2 quick electrical connector together. Since we have two identical connectors, the second one will be assembled in the same way to ensure both parts are set up consistently. Using these two short copper wires, which are slightly longer than the ones used earlier, I'll connect the quick electrical connectors to the connector inside each stainless steel cup. This step helps link the internal components together and prepares the assembly for the next stages of the build. Next, I have two short electrical wires. They will be connected to one side of each quick electrical connector, serving as the link between the device and the external signal transmitting section. This allows signals to be transferred more conveniently and efficiently. To help improve noise filtering, I'll make two simple components from these short copper wires. They will be connected to the remaining side of each quick electrical connector. Once completed and installed, these parts will be neatly positioned inside the stainless steel cups, helping complete the internal assembly of the device. If the quick electrical connector is not secured inside the rim of the cup with hot glue, the internal components may vibrate or shift during use. This can be inconvenient during assembly and operation, and it may also affect the overall stability of the system, reducing the effectiveness of noise filtering and signal transmission. To make routing the electrical wire through the cup easier, I'll drill a small hole that is just large enough for the end of the wire to pass through conveniently. Next, I'll secure the two stainless steel cups by placing their openings face to face. To do this, I'll apply a layer of hot glue around the rim of one cup, Then join the two cups together to form a more solid structure. With these two remaining wire ends, I'll connect them to a male plug connector, making it more convenient to link the assembly with the signal transmitting section during both installation and use. I've found a suitable base for this antenna, a phone stand. I'll use it as the support for the whole assembly, giving the antenna a sturdier foundation. The signal transmission section of the antenna assembly begins with a female plug connector, which serves as the first connection point of the assembly. This is a coaxial cable, an essential part of the signal transmission section. I'll connect one end of it to the female plug connector, while the other end will be prepared later for connection to the TV. At the other end of this cable, in addition to installing a straight female F connector, I'll also attach a 90-degree F connector. This connector makes it easier to connect to the TV in tight spaces and helps keep the cable neatly routed without excessive bending. So, the homemade antenna, along with its dedicated signal transmission assembly, is now complete. Now it's time to take it outside and see how it performs in a real-world test. Before we begin the test, let's verify something first. At the moment, the TV is still showing no signal because the antenna has not been connected yet. I want to show this beforehand so the test results can be seen more clearly and objectively. Let's not jump to conclusions just yet. Although the screen is already displaying an image, we should wait a little longer. After that, I'll disconnect and reconnect the setup, then test it again to make sure the result is truly reliable. And that wraps up the test. What started as two ordinary stainless steel cups has now become a homemade antenna capable of real-world operation. Today's result shows that simple ideas can sometimes lead to surprisingly interesting outcomes. What I enjoy most about projects like this isn't just the finished product. It's the process of turning old, overlooked items into something entirely new. With a bit of creativity and patience, many objects that seem to have reached the end of their usefulness can still serve a new purpose. If you enjoyed this project, feel free to share your thoughts. You might even discover a unique idea hidden among the old items around your own home. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next project.